time. My name is Idalis Bailey, with more than 16 years working in this industry, health, wellness, and aesthetics. I'm a registered nurse with MBA in marketing. And also, I'm specialized in skincare, New York State licensed medical esthetician, CEO, owner of the Renew Aesthetic Medical Spa, Global Integral Beauty, Purple Star, and Rhythma. And also, we are an author of the bestseller Global Integral Beauty book. Every month, we are doing with different topics. We're inviting different professionals in health, wellness, and aesthetics, working all together with good experience. During this time, we have the opportunity to make new professional, see the opportunity to have a really good connection professionally, business, and personally too, collaboration. So that's the best way where we have the option, but also not only one time. That's why we invite you to be part every month, at least 2 or 3 during the year. So, and you can connect with them and you can share the way, the experience that you have, where we can really have good value for ourselves, but also from the other professional too. From your area of expertise, what factor is more influence to the acne appearance? What kind of protocol do you follow when you're going to determine the treatment for your patient?
The main factor which influences acne is age. Like we see when puberty starts, that is the time when acne is the most commonly seen problem. And almost like 10% of the acne patients, the incidence of acne is around 10% in all the patients, but like 80% is in the youth period. And then we see now the incidence of adult acne is also increasing. So one is the age, and then is genetics. So sometimes, many times we find that there is a family history of acne, and in those children or in those people, we find more incidence of acne. Then lifestyle factors have a very big role to play. For example, diet. So nowadays there is a lot of intake of junk food and sugar-laden food, high glycemic index food. So and dairy intake, sometimes gluten also. So excess of calorie intake. Then obesity. So people who have higher body mass index, so they tend to have like acne many times. And then there are several other factors like lack of exercise or stress. Like you mentioned, nowadays stress is a very leading cause for acne.
What kind of protocol do you use when you're going to start to treat the acne?
Well, I think it does depend on the severity of acne too. So generically, we can say, the lasers and even sometimes with like IPLs, microneedling, if it's scarred, not so much active. So it really would depend on the severity of the acne as to what protocol that you would really start that client with. For sure, like you even said, the home care is essential, making sure that they are using, their proper home care every single morning, every single night, that they're using sunscreen during the day, like things like that for us, it's second nature. But for people that are going through acne or are just starting to treat their skin, it's mind changing just to explain to them how they need to cleanse their face, how they need to, use a toner, how they need to use serums and moisturizers and sunscreen. The other thing that I usually suggest suggest to my clients that are really suffering is changing their pillowcase every single night. And so they always find it to be a little bit excessive, but I'm like, no, you're sweating, that grime, like you need to do these little things. Also washing your face and using a little bit more cooler water than hot. Don't sit in the shower and steam yourself for like 10-15 minutes, because it's just gonna make that acne more aggravated, right? So little things that I find for us, because we've been in the industry for so long, that it's like common sense, but for clients, it's a little bit overwhelming, I think, at the beginning for them. However, they need to be like diligent, and it does take time, but they need to, be committed to it. And it needs to be like a constant, like consistency, because that consistency over time will help to heal their skin. It's not really a quick fix, unfortunately, with acne, right?
Do you recommend for the acne scar?
It's a very good question. Basically, first we assess the scars. As you know, there are different types of scars. So we have the rolling scars, we have the box scar, and then we have the ice pick scars. So depending on what type of scar is there, or sometimes it may be just blemishes, like there is no depression, but just there are blemishes, just there is hyperpigmentation. So based on that, then we choose the treatment. So what I do is I stretch the skin, like I will just stretch the skin. So whichever the scars are smoothing out, like they are flattening, so they don't need subcision. But if we are stretching the skin and still the scars are not flattening, they are still depressed. So that means there is some there is some scar tissue which is pulling the skin down. So no matter how much laser we do, it will not give you the good results. So what we do is we first do subcision. So subcision is basically through a needle, through a sharp needle, we enter below the scar from the side, and then we move it from side to side. So that breaks the attachments of the scar to the underlying fibrous tissue. So immediately the scar rises up. So that treatment is required maybe once or twice. If there are too many scars, maybe 3 times, but that's about it.
What laser treatment are the best to remove the acne scar? According to your experience, what kind of supplements, diet that you recommend to treat this acne breakout?
So for the treatment for acne scar, I mean, it depends on the client's skin type as to what treatment laser you're going to be able to use, because obviously the darker skin pigments are not able to handle the laser. So for a lighter skin tone, you can definitely use like a fractional laser treatment, and you can go a little bit more aggressive. And I've even paired microneedling with fractional resurfacing in the same treatment, just to go very aggressive into the skin on specific like acne spots, scars, that we're actually specifically treating. The other laser that I use would be more of like a carbon correction peel, and this one is using a Q-switch laser, so to remove a tattoo. And with this treatment, what I actually do is apply carbon all over the face, and then I use the laser to basically blast off the carbon. So this helps for like acne scars that are not very deep, and it really helps to like overall brighten the skin. And because you're using that laser, you still have your collagen stimulation, elastin stimulation, so it helps with like the fine lines and deep wrinkles as well. So I do kind of a combination depending on the treatment, like the skin that we're working with and the age of the client as well.
I really liked interacting with you and Laura and all the guests over here. So it was my pleasure to share my expertise and learn from you how you treat your patients. And so I would definitely, refer my other friends also, the other doctors who would like to network with you. And I think you are doing a great work in this movement that you have created. And I'm sure it is going to grow. It has been really growing. I can see your progress. So wish you all the best, and any support you need from me, I'm there to help you, and I would love to learn from you people also how you treat your patients in your country. And definitely, networking and collaboration, this is really required. And this global networking is all the more exciting for me, and it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. I know you reached out to me through LinkedIn, and I hardly check LinkedIn, so it was meant to be, because I saw the message, and I was like, this is intriguing, because I feel like most things that I network with are locally, or like within Canada, or even within Toronto area. So this was nice just to have a bigger outreach, and just to hear fellow estheticians and doctors and what is being treated worldwide, and just to get a different perspective, and just to continue to network and grow and get more education and knowledge, because the knowledge is power, and growing together is what is going to keep this field continuing to be this multi-billion-dollar industry. So it's always good to just continue to connect and just grow and really learn from others. So I really appreciate the opportunity to come and speak and listen, and thank you. Yeah.